What up, bro? Trying to work on this mine. Oh. I feel you. I don't know. What did Jesse say? Baby, baby, baby. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Thanks. Thanks so much for your support. Oh no. My guy almost fried in the mines. True, I was just trying to give you the beast key. So how's things on your end, Johnny? Yeah. Just gotta hold out. Yeah. I've been watching. Yeah. Bro, you'd still be worrying about it. Like, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm not trying to say fuck American journalism, but as far as actual networks go, fuck those networks, because like I've been trying to tell my friend. Well, I've been trying to tell. I told my friends and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm not watching the bullshit news. Like, I mean, I'm watching the news, but it's like I'm watching.
Your favorite fucking channel is OAN.
No, my favorite channel is definitely not OAN. I think they're hilarious. I just can't believe their journalism. But anyways, I watch. Honestly, I watch. What I want to say, international news, and what's up? No, I mean they're one I check out, but yeah, like there's a whole bunch of news networks. You can find them online, and the reason I watch them is because it's like old school news, man. You know, it's like boring as shit. It's not very interesting, but they report on what's actually going on, and there's no crazy panel of people, all these, you know. Like they just give you like what's going on. Well, anyways, like about a week ago or so, they were like people tell me, you know, oh hey, Facebook and all this and that, and you know, you see that it's getting better in China and all this and that, and it's like, well, that's great. I'm glad that you can feel good from Facebook, but international news is saying otherwise. And just this morning I saw that the news was reporting of secondary waves. Like, so everybody was in this, oh yeah, coronavirus is done, you know, after the first wave we can get back to our normal lives. But now they're starting to see countries that have let
Jeremy, you're a dick.
why am I a dick?
I agree with this person. You're talking about people going to church and dying.
No, I'm just stating the facts that there are some governors in the United States who have felt that the need for religious freedom overtakes that of the over public health. Yeah, and that's them just, and it's like, okay, so they're saying that God is more important and their service to church is more important than the nation deciding as a whole.
You're like, yay, I'm glad this is happening.
Well, it's like, you know what? I tried to be informative and cool with people, and people talk mad shit to me, and it's like, yo, I'm not trying to do this to, like, create fear or pandemic or make you worry. But, and then I get the big fuck you, and it's like, okay, fine then, fuck it. Just watch that world burn.
I see this. I see you said that.
Yeah, no, and that's how I really feel, and it's like...
I'm, like, on your Facebook reading what you're arguing right now, but in different words because you're, like, paraphrasing yourself.
Yeah, I know I am.
It's great. Are we gonna do the second part, what Shane said? That was good. Let the motherfucker burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they just think that worshiping God is more important at this point. If they're gonna die, they're gonna die. You know? They have a more practical, less fear look at it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like... Are you talking about statistic labeling of, like, coronavirus deaths? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I tried to explain to my friend about writing death certificates and complications, and it's, if you were to write out a somebody's death certificate, like all the complications, coronavirus, pneumonia, whatever, it would take, you're not only talking about adding lots of man hours, but you're talking about adding just god amounts of paperwork. And I mean, I told my friend, I was like, if that's how you... Yeah, and I was telling my friend, I'm like, look, if that's how you feel, then, like, you could get a medical report and then start from the death and then work your way back and see that there was a multitude of problems. It just makes no sense to write out all that stuff. And as far as coronavirus and death certificates, I mean, this is like, we're the healthcare system, the morgue system, the funeral system, all that stuff is not used to a flood like this. I mean, when was the last time we really had problems where we had lots and lots of bodies? Like, as far as in the United States goes, maybe I want to say like Vietnam, you know what I mean? Like, they were taking bodies back home from the wartime. And that would be the last time as far as just on one end goes, just like you're saying, like writing out death certificates and things like that. Yeah, well, worldwide there's been about 100,000, which still is like, all right, not a lot, but the problem with that is, one, the world is not on one uniform timeline. It's not okay, everybody's sick, these people are dead, and then it's over. Like, there's not a season. Like, usually, yes, one or two people throughout the year will get the common flu, and that helps in uh, that helps with herd immunity, and then people also get like a weakened version of the flu. So those things happen, and that's why like a lot of us don't have to worry about the flu. And yeah, and people do die from the flu, a good amount, but like I said, we're still dealing with the first wave here in the United States and still trying to figure this out. We're still doing medical studies for that chloroquine and like other things, and I just read a thing about they're starting to harvest antibodies, but it's not gonna be a quick procedure of okay, we're good to go. It it's gonna be a they said like as far as like the chloroquine trials, it's like another 6 to 8 months, and like the antibody building is gonna take also some time. Like you're talking, I think they said 8 months to a year. Even with like all the funding going and like round the clock research and stuff, and then to actually get production and trials. And so it's a logistical nightmare. And thank God, I know like people are upset and mad at the seeing like one empty hospitals, and like they built those extra hospitals just in case. And yeah, it seems like a waste, but it's always the idea of like you have a gun for defense. You have it and hope that you never need it, but if you do need it, thank God you had it. And and I can also see, like, I know they talked about like the logistical problems of like where to put ventilators and beds in hospitals. And I mean, we all need to understand that it's a new problem that the world is dealing with. you know yeah, yeah, you're good, bro. Love you, babe. Man, I can't believe tomorrow's Easter. Like, where's the time gone? What's that, babe? I'm just hoping like all this blows over soon. Mister, are you cold? Give me.
Welcome.
What do you want to make chili, babe? I'm down for that. Hell yeah. I'm down for that. Okay. Eggs? Oh yeah. What's that?
That's that sweetheart is the big one.
Oh,
And they fit.
okay.
I don't even know how many fit. Some might be two sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in each. Try 4. 4 is probably perfect. 5 might push it. Where's this 4? 4. Yeah, 4 is it.
Come here. Lay down. Do you want a blankie? Let me go get your blankie. I swear. Alright, come here. You cold? Alright, come here. Lay down. Come here. Lay down. Here. Come here. Lay down. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, are you watching Mom? You watching Molly Mom? Okay. Yeah, he's like, yo, what? He's like, I know there's food. Well, he doesn't know that. Huh? Johnny said he had to go run and do something. Yeah, I'll help you hide him. Ooh. That guy almost killed me. Yeah, it happens. Daryl loves plastic. I don't know if you could do a whole comedy skit about cats loving plastic. They do love plastic, and it is annoying. Especially in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep and then out of nowhere it's just crunch, 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 crunch. It's like, good lord. It's like the worst ever. Ooh. That's trying to murder me. Well, if you do, lesson learned. I think it'll be alright. Damn. Monsters. Daryl. Yeah. You want to lay down, Daryl? Come lay down. Come here. Come here. Just come lay down. What? Are you cold too? Come here, cat. Come here. Lay down. Come on. Or are you just playing spy for rappers? Plastic.
Greetings.
I'm not just.
Greetings.
What's up, man? Yeah, I'm doing my the mines right now. The no, just the Azurite mine. Yeah, I'm just kind of grinding it out for a minute. Damn. Yeah, I'm working. That's my next thing I'm gonna upgrade because I just upgraded my light. Holy crap! How did you even do that? Really? that, babe?
Have you ever Easter bunny?
Yeah, I've Easter Bunny before. Wait, are you saying like got in an Easter Bunny costume? Yes, I have Easter Bunnied before. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But what I do think will happen is like they'll have to figure something out. Like I imagine as far as like a lump sum payment, I imagine that would be for something like the essential workers that are on the front lines that pass away. Cause like I was watching this morning, so like on what was that, CBS, they were saying how, huh? Well, yeah, no, that one segment was NBC, but this one was CBS, where they were talking about Tyson's and Smithfield and all those different processing and meat packing plants that are being affected by coronavirus. Tyson alone had 4 deaths with coronavirus. That's why like plants are shutting down. And anyways, I imagine like Congress and them, I mean, that would be the smart thing, because to give every frontline worker like an out of nowhere $25,000 bonus is like, there are a lot of people working. And I'm not saying that those people, you yourself included, don't deserve it. What I'm saying is that it probably, in my mind, seems like it would probably be something that they would do as far as if they were to do that, like, and then they would have to figure out some way, because obviously this right here shows the actual importance of, like, I don't want to say yeah, I've had like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, they're delicious. I don't want to say like because I myself, before I got sick and everything, worked a regular job, and if I didn't get sick with that disease, I would still be at County Market working right now as an essential worker or whatever, essential employee. Well, anyways, as far as Congress and the House and the President and everybody, I mean, they should realize and see how important everybody who's working right now is. So, I think they should take a look at the minimum wage and be like, look, give you guys a livable wage. And the argument I would say for like factories and things like that would be one of those, because I know I used to work factory and you guys get paid well. And I don't know as far as temporary goes, but I do know that when I worked factory jobs, I got paid really well, So I imagine they'd have to compensate you guys, factory workers, people that are getting already paid really well, figure some way, like maybe better Social Security benefits near the end, or oh geez, maybe a better tax break. I mean, there's a million things possibilities, but I mean, it does show the importance, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, everybody's pretty much got it. Like I said, no, not necessarily. There's a guy. Well, I was gonna say, I think it just depends on the jobs, cause like, there's a guy that, like, I go to the tobacco store and I asked him about it. I'm like, yo, where's your employee at? He goes, and they told me, they're like, well, he's not working right now. I'm like, what does that mean? And I guess his mom went in there and made a big spiel about it. And so, like, until this thing blows over. But, I mean, I don't know his at-home family situation. He might have, you know, family members with compromised immune systems or whatever the case may be. You know, that's not my business. I wasn't, you know, trying to ask. It was just like, oh, okay. And they didn't fire him. They're just like, you know, we had to come to an understanding. So I imagine somebody in his family, it's too much of a risk, you know. But, you know, every job's going to be different. And like I said, Congress, the House, Senate, all the politicians need to come to realize, like, yo, these people are essential workers and they need to work out some way that it's going to be beneficial for everybody. Yeah, because really, if anything, it shows is that what limit do we have on money? You know, how much is enough for one person to own? Because it's like you have all these people with like millions and I'm not saying to take their money or that, you know, I'm just saying, like, I know there are countries that, as far as CEOs, now I'm talking about CEOs and stuff, they make it to where they have a cap. Like, you're only allowed to make so much more than your lowest paid employee. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and it kind of, I mean, to me it kind of sucks because, like, my friend argues it and he's like, how is that fair? And I'm like, well, I mean, I think it balances equality out. It's just a little reminder, like, yo, you shouldn't, just because you're making this much, like, you shouldn't forget about the people at the bottom. And I get it, because, I mean, it's like, what they say, the average person nowadays only remembers, like, you can only carry a maximum of, like, 150 people that you associate with, you know, and even that's an extreme amount. You know, I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, who knows how it's gonna happen? Because Smithfield put out a thing on their. I saw on Facebook they put a thing out saying that they were shutting down their plant for a little while. Some of their workers caught coronavirus, and then, like I said this morning, I saw 4 people passed away working at Tyson's, and, like, there's a other list. I haven't gone through, like, everybody, but I don't know, man. It's just a lot of shit to process. And it's like an uphill battle because I got people who are just like, whatever, it's fake. It's like, bro, it's not fake. I really hope, oh, sorry, go ahead. We'll see. The big, the big lesson for this is that this is not. We have to remember, like, from now here on out, like, once we get this contained, that we're at a global point where this is not going to be the first. It's going to be the first of many. What are these?
Sweetheart road bites, but they're not
Okay.
very good. Pretty horrible.
Is there a blue one?
Yeah, there are blue ones.
Let me try a blue one. This one was okay. But, yeah. This is really going to show a lot of things, and I'll be honest with you, Johnny. This is gonna show who we are as a nation. And what I mean by that is, the blue ones aren't bad. Like, after, when we get a control of this pandemic, or I shouldn't say pandemic, when we get a control of this coronavirus, are our politicians going to step up and do the right thing? Are they going to come to terms that this probably isn't going to be a one-time fluke? Because, like, let me see, I'm going to Google it real quick. List of upper respiratory infections. Let me see. Because I was looking one day at the timeline, and for like between COVID-19 and SARS, COVID-1, or and MERS and the bird flu and all these things in the timeline, and it's like, it seems like as our population becomes more dense, and now this is me speaking in no way, shape, or form a professional, and this is just my opinion, but it's like, I try to tell my friend, when we think about the cultural practices of China and like wet markets and things like that, if we're seeing problems, either from sanitation practices, or through cultural practices of eating, like everybody's like, well, it came from a bat, and I don't know, I've read about it a little bit and kind of checked it out here and there, but as far as actually knowing, I don't know. I'm not a professional. But if those are the problems and causes, and I'm not saying, like, I know people who are conspiracy theorists would say it's from a lab and the government created it, but if I were to say that it was not because of that, honestly, would just say that we need to update our practices, and we as a world, not just a nation, need to come together and say, hey, look, these practices are out of date. I know that it's a part of culture and tradition, but for safety reasons, we need to update how we do things. Oh yeah. And I don't, oh my gosh, I don't think it'll be something easy, you know what I mean? It's, like I said, it's trying to change people's cultural heritage and how they've done things for hundreds of years takes time. But as that's the rest of the world, and as far as us in the United States, companies need to take a look at how much they pay their CEOs, and comparatively to what they pay their lowest individuals, and not rely on a federal minimum wage. And maybe assessing skill levels also as well, so that way you don't just be like, alright, you start at the federal minimum wage just like everybody else, and it's like, alright, well, what's your skills? Looking at your skill sets and levels, okay. And then to say, companies go, what I don't like is companies usually have a cap. You know what I'm talking about? Like a pay cap? Yeah, and I think that's ludicrous too. It's like, okay, how come you're going to put pay caps on your workers, but you don't put pay caps on your CEOs, you don't put pay caps on your shareholders, and because not everybody is real hip to stocks and all that and everything, and then even if you are, it's going to take capital and income quite a bit to get started. I know, but see, and now we're in this you know, this business we are in now. Because think about, like, once this all ends, what's going to happen to all those people that were deemed essential workers? I mean, shit, who's to say all those people don't strike and say, look, we went through this pandemic, had all of your people's backs when everybody else couldn't work and was scared to, and where did we go? We were at work. You know, that's why I'm saying, it's like, yo, they better, like, for real, say F that federal minimum wage and, like, really come together and say, alright, we need to cap our CEOs and stockholders and to make sure that they do the right thing, because we all know that companies are not going, I shouldn't say all companies, but there's a lot of companies that aren't going to do the right thing, because, like, all self-driven entities, you know, they're going to do what makes them the most profit, that keeps them alive the best and thriving the most. But it's like, yo, the brain could kind of slow down a little bit. You don't need to take everything from the left and the right hand. Yeah. Yeah. They just, well, I mean, you can see, like, it's just people are swayed by money easily and power, and that's why, I don't know, I just kind of feel like we need, I don't know, that's why I was, like, really hopeful about Andrew Yang, like, you know what I mean? I was just, like, hoping, I'm like, damn, this dude's on his shit, he don't care, you know, politicians, he's just trying to run on their platform to get noticed, and it's just like, you know, he's not a white guy. And yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? And I hate saying that, but I mean, like, I just think it's like, all right, the Democratic Party had their opportunity to apply some type of diversity and life to the party, but they don't give a shit. Like, you know, and I'm glad to see that people are like, I'm going to vote, you know, Democrat regardless, because, like, I know last time they were just like, we're not voting, and they learned their lesson. But um, I guess my thought was that they just, I can't even say the lesser of two evils, like between Trump and Biden. It's just like, to me, it shows the reflection of what the United States really is. It's like, it's got the ego of an old white man. Like, I don't give a shit about the help. I don't care who's, you know, what's really going on in my business, as long as it's generating me profit. And if the profit outweighs the negatives, like paying a penalty or a fine, then screw it, I'll do it. And I'll get away with anything I can to further expand who I am as a business, not the person. But yeah, I think that's a perfect reflection of who we are as a nation is. And unfortunately, how can we as a people thrive and continue to grow and help our nation thrive and grow if we can't take care of our own people, you know? I'm glad. For real. Oh man, it's just we just have to like get smarter about it. We're just people are dumb. I mean, I don't know. I saw this thing about being collective intelligence. It's like when we didn't have access to the internet, we were all individually fairly smart. Like as far as uh, mm, what do I want to call that? I'm eating a Reese's egg. Sorry, man. Oh yeah. Well, there's a couple different type. I mean, like, not everybody's dumb, and to say there are dumb people. There are different levels of dumbness. There's people who are dumb that are like street smarts, but don't have book smarts. There's people who are uneducated, like, and who maybe have never learned about that subject. And then you have the people that are educated and they understand it, but they have deniability. They just can't come to terms to accept the absolute truths or whatever's being presented to them. Oh yeah, well that's like I said, that's not that's uneducated ignorance. Well, part of that also is what really kills us. The big thing is as social media driven is attention span for sure. Yeah, what's up, babe?
I forgot which one goes first, the garlic or the onion.
For what?
The meat
Oh, are you gonna start sautéing?
meat.
I would
The
do.
garlic.
I would probably do onion first.
What?
Well, actually, I would do the peppers toughest. The rinds take the longest. I would do peppers, onions, and then garlic finally. Yeah, we're making chili over here. I'm making chili. Yeah, yeah. Oh shoot! Somebody sent me a message. I better check out what it says. Damn. I always forget to like turn my YouTube on. Oh. This guy's telling me that the USA is a joke. Uh, just like every other country. And I mean, really, it's not that the USA is a joke. I mean, it's just our politicians and our system is damaged. I mean, the country itself and people. I mean, you're gonna have problems no matter where you go. That's for sure. But I don't know. I mean, I know like Canada. I talked to some people when I used to play Battlefield 2. They used to tell me like, man, I could not believe like Canada talks mad shit to us. This dude was like talking about their tax system and medical system and everything. Dude, I never been so embarrassed. I was like, damn, bro, why you gotta burn me like that? He's like, let's just talk about your healthcare system. I'm like, bro, we're playing Battlefield right now. Come on, man. He was like, no, 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 let's get into this. And him and his friends were just having a whole laugh. And I was like, all right, you got me. You got me, bro. I don't know. Who knows how we'll fix our system, but, you know, maybe people will come together and figure it out. But it'll be a hard battle because that means like you have to put a cap on the growth of like companies, and I think they should do that to big companies for sure, and like little companies and whatnot, they should just let them go, you know. Yeah, I know, and it's like it's that double-edged sword that, like my buddy gives me crap about it. He's like, capitalism and those people need to make that money. It's like, yeah, but once you're at the top, like how much do you need to make? Like, shoot, if I'm on the top and I'm making that kind of money, I'm trying to like, I want to see that lowest man make that, get good pay, because he may present an idea to you that expands your company, makes it better. Give him a better. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. It's definitely hard. Not an easy one. Alright. Alright, hold on 1 second. Gotta change some stuff. I can see what's going on. There we go. Oh. Yeah. Alright, so this guy's telling me, says that more shit starts in the USA and the rest of the world follows. Yeah, I could definitely see. I don't know, I guess it just depends on what we're talking about as, that's a very complicated question, or even statement. I think it's a mixture of like countries who have a kind of pull of the whole, if they do something we follow. I'd say the three biggest obviously would be the United States, China, and Russia. I don't know, what do you think, Johnny? I mean, but, and then, as far as like I said, different aspects, you think about like technology, probably huge technology wise would be what, like Korea, Japan, and then like China, because like what, they just, and I can't say that I know that as a fact because I'm not well versed in it and I haven't studied and done a lot of research on it, but intellectual pirating, like I saw a little news article on it, but it's just machining. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. I just like blows my mind. Like they'll, God, I don't know. I can't. Anyways, man, were there any movies or anything you were like looking forward to, or? What'd you think? What do you think of Tiger King so far? That bitch Carol Baskin. that woman is obsessed with me. I know, I saw that. I was like, oh man. I told my girl, I was like, yo, check this out. You're not gonna believe it. Trump is considering pardoning the Tiger King. Yo, bro, I'm honestly convinced, like, Carol Baskin, she did it. She killed her husband, bro. Like, okay, so here's my arguments, right? All right, so my somebody was talking about the meat grinder. Okay, yeah, that is possible. She could have used the meat grinder, but when you really think about it, all right. My boss was telling me, he's like, she couldn't use the meat grinder because unless she was to strip out all the bones, because if like, yeah, a little bone chip here and there might be able to make it through a grinder, but it's not gonna. You wouldn't be able to just send it on and it'd be good to go. You're gonna break the grinder. And I even thought about it, I was like, yo, but in that little docu-series, she's using a Big Bertha, and I thought about it, I'm like, well, she is using a Big Bertha, so it is possible. And then I was like, nah, because the same thing would happen. I mean, it's got a stronger motor and a little bit more torque, but it's still like a femur or even a like toe bone would totally mess it up, or you know what I mean. So then I was thinking, I was like, all right, and my buddy was like, yo, think about it. She's talking about like sardine oil and all this and that. You know, she probably fed her husband to the tiger. And I was like, all right, that's kind of, I could see that. Like, and in that they're talking about like how that van was just kind of hanging out. But what did it for me, man, was like I'm watching it and like, how far are you? What episode are you in? Alright, cool. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So, if you go back and, like, watch the interviews and stuff, to me, what did it, I was like, alright. When, let's see. So, her second husband is Don, right? And then what's her third husband's name? Shoot. Yeah. It's like, babe, what was his name? Alright. Damn. Alright, yeah. So, anyways, like, I was watching, I told my girl, I was like, yo, let's go back, watch this. Watch how Carol Baskin is, like, adamant about making sure her man says all the right things to a T. And then, so like I'm watching and I play it back and it's like in slow and you can see it. It's like she's like almost mimicking the words that he's like, you know what I mean? And you can see it in her eyes. Like she's like staring at his mouth to make sure what's coming out is correct. And then there was like one scene where there was like when they were interviewing the both of them and he said something and the look on her face, I was like, yo, look at the look in her eyes. Like, yo, as soon as that camera goes off and the cameras ain't around, she's smacking the shit out of that fool. Oh, yeah, I'm like, yo, she does it. She did it. It's alright. I mean, I don't... Yeah, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, yo, you go in and steal a will, and then all of a sudden it's not, if I'm, like, murdered or pass away, in my disappearance, like, that right there sends red flags already. And then, like, to say, out of nowhere, Don, your second husband's just gonna cut out his family, like, oh, I just left him 10%. I'm sorry, but bro, I just watched Better Call Saul. And you know what? Just like he said, oh, hush money. You give them like around 10%, hush money. Just so they go away and shut the fuck up. Well, yeah, but remember, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Not a big percentage, a big number. A big, like, amount of money. That's a lot.
Not, yeah, but think of how many people,
Yeah.
think about how many people they had to.
Yeah. Carol Baskin.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's what I'm saying. Fuck Carol Baskin. I said it. I say it again. Fuck Carol Baskin. Alright, so... Oh, shit. My bad, Xerxes. I didn't know you were there. Laying down and shit. My bad. I didn't even look where I was sitting. I was sitting on my dog's head. Yeah, it's alright. He's big. He didn't even phase. He just looked at me like, let me lay down. Alright. go? Nah, that can't be right. Yeah, I kept trying to like link up with him, you know, but oh, been drinking. What? Hitting the bottle. All right. Hold up. Hold up.
I
Yo.
found this avocado oil, and I tried to get the tab out, and it's stuck. Yeah, it's not. It's just a little hole. The hole worked, but the tab didn't come out.
All right. Let me.
It's fine.
Do you want me to problem solve?
No, I think you can pour out this hole. I was just like disappointed that this happened.
Okay. Okay. Man, nah. Listen. Yesterday, right? I'm like. So, me and my girl were watching Game of Thrones, and then, like, she's, like, out of nowhere, she's just like, yo, I want to drink some wine. Like, alright, that's cool, we'll drink some wine, whatever. I mean, you know, I won't drink wine, but I might have, like, a little sip, but that's it. I've never used a corkscrew before. And she's got one of these, like, corkscrews that, like, you twist it down, and then, like, you put this little handle on the lip, and then it's supposed to help you pull the cork out. Yeah, that didn't happen. No, she snapped the corkscrew. So I had to, like, go get damn... First, I had to get my vice grips, and that was just too much. And then, like, I had to go get my my needle nose vice grips. And then finally, like, I had to, like, just pull that bitch right on out with damn vice grips, so I got to where I could grab my thumb around it. God, it was horrible, man. I mean, it's good now, cause you know she got her glass. It was an interesting learning experience.
I gotta put on some fucking gloves. Jalapenos hurt my fingers.
What?
Jalapenos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, man. That's what I was worried about, because she was like, I got it. I'm like, nope. I got it. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have let me do that.
I know. But I never done it before, and, like, my mind, I was like, alright, you get the corkscrew in so far, and then you just pull straight up. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, legit, I've never opened a wine bottle before, or champagne, or what? Is that wine or champagne? Wine. Nah, for real, I've never opened a wine bottle. Why? No, I don't know, like, I just don't really drink wine, and, you know, like, the only other bottle I opened was, like, that one with the big cork. Everybody was like, use a towel, it's gonna shoot off everywhere. Yeah, and I just told him, I'm like, I'm not some weak bitch, I, like, held it in my hand, and, like, it popped, and, you know, everybody was like, they did that, oh my god, it's gonna go somewhere. Trying to, like, freak out, and I was like, nah, bro. Relax. Oh, no, it had a lot of carbonation. But like I said, no, because, like, by the time, like, I had it out just enough, I could wrap my hand around the cork. It was like the one cork, like, this wine bottle has a cork you gotta put the corkscrew in. The one that I opened at, like, beforehand, like, you had to twist the little metal off, and the cork was actually around the top of the bottle. No, I was real careful. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to pop it like that, and I poured it all correct and all that. watched this like boring documentary on like pouring alcoholic beverages one day. Which, how funny is that? Yeah, but how funny is that? It's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, I don't even drink. But like, I don't know, like, sometimes I go out with my friends, like, we go out to restaurants and stuff. Like, one time, we were talking about beer, they were talking about beers and stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, I just watched this video on, like, a beer sommelier, and they're like, a beer sommelier? What the hell is that? I'm like, you know, like a beer professional, just like a wine sommelier. Except they just do beers and stuff, and they talk about what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do when you drink a beer. They were just like, man, I just open it up and slam it. I'm like, alright, I can see we're not very cultured right now. We're just trying to get it. Alright. Just trying to help you enjoy yourself. Oh shit. Okay. What? Oh. Oh, okay. Bell peppers. No. In there, so I was like, oh, I got peppers. Carol Baskin took my job.
I think he ever said that.
No, he doesn't. But that would definitely be funny if South Park made an episode with about Tiger King. I haven't checked yet. I haven't actually been on watch South Park in a minute.
They've been on the Tiger King train since before Tiger King was popular, I bet.
Really?
No,
I don't know. I bet you maybe Trey Parker and Matt Stone are real. They're on the current. Alright. So, hold up. UFC 249, bro. What's your thoughts? How do you feel about that? Yeah. You think Dana White's crazy for, you know, I'm ready to go at any time. Do you think that's wise? Yeah. Yeah, my jujitsu. That looks bad on their reputation. Yeah, my coach was talking about that. Ooh. Alright. So, I guess the question is... Yeah, so I guess the question is... which are you more excited about? Justin Gaethje or Tony Ferguson? Or, sorry. What fight would you... Like, Tony Ferguson versus Khabib, or Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje? Who do you think would win? Do you think Gaethje would use his wrestling? I'm trying to think of the last guy Gaethje banged with. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I know. That's his thing. Whoa, what kind of divine orb is that? Shit is jujitsu. I wonder who they'll have fight once all this coronavirus. Ooh, let's see, dream. How about Tony Ferguson and huh? Yeah, okay. I'm saying like, alright, I'm chomping at the bit. And I'm saying definitely Tony and Khabib. Cause I don't give a shit if fucking God doesn't want this to happen. Like, I want this to happen. So let me see. I would want to see the Khabib fight, whether he wins or loses against Gaethje. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Alright, so, let me see. Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, even his losses have been good. Like, you know, stand and bang, like he said, I'm gonna go. You either knock me out, or I'm knocking you out. Dude, shit. Alright, guys. Alright. Let me see. Right. So if I start from the top down, I would say I want to see fights for the year would have to be Tony Ferguson and Khabib is my number one, and then right behind that, I would love to see Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic run it back. So we would have right away, you would have fucking Khabib and fucking Tony, and that's, I don't know. Well, I know, but listen, they want to run it back. You know what I mean? Because DC won and defended it, and then lost it to fucking Stipe, and they want to run it back one more time. So, and you know, Steve and DC said this is gonna be his last fight, regardless, win or lose. And that was before. Honestly, I mean, even if DC were to win, the fact that he's going to retire wouldn't that mean that it would go back to DC? Sorry, it would go back to Stipe anyways once DC retired, win or lose. Like I'm saying, if he won. Like, I mean, I would imagine... What's that? So, Stipe would have to fight somebody for it. Yeah, George St. Pierre retired middleweight after beating Michael Bisping, and then Robert Whitaker took it. He was the interim champ, and then became the undisputed middleweight champ. That was why I like some of the other fighters were like bitching about it. They're like, yo, he didn't even fight anybody. He went from interim champ to being the champ just because, you know, George St. Pierre retired. But, so let's see. Lightweight, middle, heavyweight, and we just saw John Jones fight. Yeah. And gun charge. Alright. So, let's see. And Adesanya can't fight right now. I think, is that right? I thought I saw something about like a minor injury. And I don't know where Paulo Costa is. What about, let's see. Welterweight. Kamaru Usman. And who's the #1 welterweight right now? Actually, you know what? I don't even have to say that. Let's be real, okay? I don't even know why I said that. I just blanked out of stupidity. Of course, the #1 fight between welterweights that I want to see is Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kamaru Usman's a big dude. Like, watching him fight and shit, it's like, yeah, you're a big dude. And he's got great wrestling. But, like, I feel... Alright, cool. You want me to bring you the tray? Ashtray? Okay. I say, I'm not trying to be greedy. I know, I got you. I got you. Right, let me just get that one down.
I love it. I'm trying to think.
I'm just kidding. There you go, babe. Here, I'm gonna go sit down. Here, give me a kiss. Alright. The chili's smelling good. Yeah, so, welterweights. I would really honestly like to see, welterweight-wise, Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal. And, I mean, even still now, like, I like Ben Askren, you know what I mean? I think I like watching his wrestling, and he trains with, Macy Barber and, like, Anthony Pettis and those guys, right? And then, you know, and I don't know, I think his, like, trash talking is hilarious, you know what I mean? Yeah, should he have, like, known who he was talking to with Jorge Masvidal? Like, I mean, but, you know, that's who he is, and that's, I thought, what made him hilarious.
Court of the goddess, every man and woman is deemed worthy of redemption. Though you might be shackled by the tribulations of the past, the trials ahead offer you both freedom and glory.
No, it was like, okay, so Demetrius Johnson gets beat by... give me a second. Oh, god damn it. Oh, damn it. Okay. Demetrius Johnson gets beat by Henry Cejudo. Then, once he gets beat, like, secretly there's a trade deal going on between UFC and ONE, and so they end up trading Demetrius Johnson for Ben Askren, and then in the trade they end up actually, thanks babe, in the trade we get Ben Askren, they get Demetrius Johnson. So okay, so we get Ben Askren. Yeah, you're good. Go for it. Oh, damn it. Alright. Alright, so Ben Askren gets traded to the UFC, and then the UFC gives him for the first fight Robbie Lawler. And Lawler, you know, he says in his debut interview that, you know, he didn't come here for the easy fight or the money fight. He came to show that he's the best. And so then he fights Robbie Lawler and wins by like a bulldog submission. Well, no, so he doesn't talk hella shit. So then, like, he was getting ready to fight, let's see, oh, okay. So then the next major UFC event happens, which takes place over in England, and Ben Askren says he'll fight the next man who wins in that match, and it was between Jorge Masvidal and give me just 1 second. I gotta think about who I'm thinking about. Darren Till. So Jorge Masvidal fights Darren Till, and a big upset occurs in England. Jorge Masvidal knocks out Darren Till viciously, and so that was a big event. And then the second thing that hold on one second. Yeah, what's up, babe? No, that's Ben Askren. We're talking about Darren Till right now. Yeah, we're getting to Ben Askren. Just my girl saw that fight. Anyways, so Darren Till and Jorge Masvidal fight. He knocks him out, and then like they have, which it gets like fight of the night or whatnot, and then Leon Edwards. That's right, Leon Edwards. While Jorge Masvidal is in an interview, he ends up stopping his interview, Jorge Masvidal does, and approaches Leon Edwards with his hands drawn back. And then, as he approached him, he hit him with a, I believe it was like, he hit him with a 1-2, and then like a right hook, and then he hit him with a follow-up jab. The 3-piece and a soda. And then, so after that, Ben Askren was at the showing, and then after that, that's when Askren started talking shit. Because he knew that was going to be his next opponent. So, you know, Askren's used to, like, him talking shit and, like, you know, people playing along and joking and whatnot, and, you know, some back and forth, but as we know and have seen, Jorge Masvidal is not that kind of guy. You know, and he said, talk shit, I'm gonna fuck you up. You're not dealing with a clown or an athlete, you're dealing with a gangster. And like Askren just took it as a joke, and then, you know, like he said, this dude just puts his face in people's crotches. And he's talking about his wrestling and stuff, and then that's what led up to Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. And Ben Askren got knocked out, TKO'd 3 seconds into the round with a flying knee. And then, yeah, and then it was pretty cool. It was like, wow, that was crazy. And then after that was, as far as Ben Askren goes, was Ben Askren and Damian Maia. And then he lost to Damian Maia by submission. And then after that, Ben Askren retired. And, you know, some of the guys who talk about MMA and make professional commentary and whatnot, you know, they make some good points about Ben Askren. You know, we got a later version of Ben Askren, and he also had an ongoing hip injury that he didn't want to get fixed until like the end of his MMA career. You know, so he already had an injury that he was just continually putting off until he felt the opportunity was right. And I'm not trying to make excuses or say, like, you know, all these things are why he lost, but I do know that that's just what had happened. And then, like, obviously with Jorge Masvidal, there was a lot of hype, and the hype, you know, and I still want to see, you know, it's not that I don't believe the hype is real, or it was like a two-trick pony or something like that, because, you know, after he fought Ben Askren, he fought Nate Diaz, and he defeated Nate Diaz with a TKO, which, you know, I honestly would like to see that run back. Hopefully, to be on. Are you alright? Oh. Do you want me to go get it? Okay. Are you gonna add all that and then go get it? Okay. Okay. I could always call County Market. and ask someone to grab it for me up at the front desk. Okay. So then, let's see, where was I? Jorge Masvidal beats Nate Diaz, and yeah, I'd like to see them run that back, and hopefully Nate Diaz gets his eye fixed up. And then let's see. So let's see, that's where we're at with Jorge Masvidal. And there was some back and forth banter between him and Kamaru Usman after Kamaru Usman beat Colby Covington. But, you know, I don't think, I know, I saw, shoot, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the show. But, oh, what's the name of his show? It's an MMA channel that I subscribe to. I can't believe that I'm drawing a blank. It's probably because I'm focusing on this game so much. Looking it up. Kind of helps me remember what I'm talking about, too. Luke Thomas. Yeah. And, trying to do too many things at once. Lost my train of thought of what we were talking about. Oh yeah, okay, so UFC rankings and ratings and UFC welterweight. So he was talking about Conor McGregor is now rated the #1 welterweight in the world. You know, aside underneath the champ, obviously Kamaru Usman. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'm just paraphrasing, right? But you know, what about Jorge Masvidal? But you know. And like I said, I don't want to see Jorge Masvidal fight Conor McGregor. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like that would be an amazing fight in itself also. But I honestly want to see, after watching that little beef, like I was watching on Jorge Masvidal's channel, where he faces off against I don't know if he's like the cornhole champion of the world or what, but he's a cornhole champion. And he faces off against Jorge in a game of cornhole, and Jorge gets like smoked hardcore, but you know, he takes it in like good stride. He's not like a sore loser about it. You can tell he had a good time. But then at this event, he runs into Kamaru Usman, and they have an exchange of words. And like Kamaru Usman has his like arm bandaged up and all this and that, and it's like, alright, this is where it's at. Because obviously Jorge Masvidal has the BMF title, and to me, like, to say that that's not marketable, or even that like Kamaru Usman was trying to say, like, that belt means nothing. I'm sorry, but to me, that, as a fan, not even someone who like sits there and watches like the fights and tries to analyze and, you know, be like, okay, what's this, and, you know, talk to my coach, and when I'm doing jiu-jitsu, and be like, oh man, I saw him do this and this, what does this mean? And, you know, or like when my boxing coach was here, talk to him about it, be like, oh, what is this and this, and what about this combination, and why does he pivot, and what's going on here? As a fan, that to me means something. I don't know. Does it mean something to you, or does it mean like absolutely nothing, or like, okay, so Jorge Masvidal's title, the BMF title that he got beating Nate Diaz. Yeah, like Kamaru Usman's argument is that title means nothing. But my argument is that it does mean something, that it's not just nothing, because number one, it would mean, to me it would mean nothing if it was just like it was Jorge Masvidal's debut, or like he just like beat some guys by like judge decision or whatever. Like I'd be like, okay, whatever, this title means nothing. But the fact that he beat, you know, Ben Askren like he did, he beat Nate Diaz like he did. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I would love to honestly see like Nate Diaz do some coaching. Not that I don't want to see him keep fighting or anything, but I just in my mind I'm like, okay, I think about outside of MMA, I think of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. That last fight, that was amazing. You know, kudos to both of them. I mean, professionals, you know, and even Deontay Wilder, like, yeah, he got beat, but like he did well. You know what I mean? Like he stood up, held his own, shook hands. He didn't act like shitty, you know what I mean? Like I watched the build up to it and then like the fight, and it was like, oh wow. And for me, like, I don't know who fixed that cut on Tyson Fury's eye, but like, yo, go help your boy Nate Diaz out, because I want to see Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal run it back, and not with some some doctor like stopping the fight. Like, nope, Nate Diaz can't fight no more. Like, Nate Diaz is, I mean, I get it. You're concerned about Nate Diaz's health and safety, and you don't want to be that doctor who let it go. So it's like, I don't know what I don't know what the UFC has to do to like fix Nate Diaz's eye to make sure no more cuts or anything like that. Oh damn, I can't believe that shit. I can't. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you see Tyson Fury's last fight? Oh, come on, man, for real? Did you see Tyson Fury's last fight before Deontay Wilder? Or before the second fight? Dude, he got a cut real bad. I'm trying to, I'm concentrating right now, so don't die. Like, so much going on right now. Okay, not Deontay Wilder, sorry. Tyson Fury's fight before, he, oh, come on. Dude, he got a real bad cut. I mean, like, bad. Like, it looked worse than Nate Diaz's. And then, like, he got a, like I said, I don't know who did his cosmetic surgery or whatever, but fixed him right up, and he didn't have any problems in that fight against Deontay Wilder in the second one. Yes. So yeah, I would love to see Nate Diaz, like, or whoever, the best in the world, whatever Dana White could do, powers be, to help Nate Diaz out, make that happen. You know what I mean? Because definitely want to see Nate Diaz run it back. But before seeing that, I would definitely love to see Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman settle their differences. Yeah. So let's see. Kamaru Usman main fights. I'm trying to. So like, as far as like main title fights, probably those three. You know what I mean? So you don't. I mean, who do we say as like as far as women's go? Like, I'm trying to think. Go for it. Take a chance. I wonder what it's gonna taste like. I'm excited. Let's see, women's straw weight was like, what's her name? YG Lin or something. I can't ever pronounce her name. Even when I look at it, I'm so bad with pronunciation. My fucking uneducated brain. Let's see. So, I would say no, because she just fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk and won, so. And then I would say no for, let's see, bantamweight. I would say no, because that's Amanda Nunes, and she just fought Holly Holm. But she does still. Oh, jeez, I'm not trying to sell that. Good lord. Let's see. And then the next title holder is Valentina Shevchenko. And she's pretty active. I'd say that would be like a possible. And then, like, Amanda Nunes also holds the 145 title, the featherweight. So, I don't know who she would fight at 145, because she beat Cyborg. So, I would say that would be a possible too. But that's so many to put on one card, you know what I mean? Like, that's stacked. But I would say that would be like, I would probably do like, since we're missing UFC 249 and the possibility of missing UFC 250 is strong, like, so maybe like three titles is not would not be unheard of, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think who you would pick for the lower card though. That's man, I'd have to ask my buddy about that, what he would pick. I'd have to ask him. See what he thinks. I don't know, who would you pick? Is there anybody you think about that you would be like, oh man, this is who I'd want to fight? Or for like a champion card or anything. Got other shit you gotta worry about. Yeah. Screw out of it. It happens. I'm not hating on you, bro.
With the road to the Frisian. Still composing.
Why? Oh, well that's, I mean, that's normal. I mean, sure. Did you ever think you have PTSD? you ever think about like you're okay. Well, did you ever think about maybe talking to someone about it? Like, can I tell you something? I'll tell you something, bro. It never hurts to talk to somebody. I can tell you in my own personal that I have talked to people through different points in my life. And, because I want to just say that, like, oh, hold on, I'm going to about die. I don't want to die. Yeah, when I was younger, my parents used to have to drive me to Terre Haute. I used to have to see a psychiatrist, and it was expensive, but I don't know. Like, I would definitely say that I was a shitty kid. I mean, I also want to say on that note also, like, people were really shitty when I was growing up.
Don't worry, little beast. We are friends now. This one is captured. I now will take it. First ones look upon this capture with pride, Exile. You hunt well.
Yeah. I always remember everybody always fucking people fighting. I was like, bro, why are you guys fighting? Seriously. Yeah, I remember watching them getting a few fights, and I was just like, why are you guys fighting? This is ridiculous. Oh, damn. I remember all you guys, like, in high school had a little phase where you guys were, like, boxing every time you could. It was like, alright. They were just like, you want to box? I'm like, no, not really. I'm really little. Then what did I... Then I was dumb and fucking went off to the army. I was like, no, I'm not gonna box. I'm just gonna go play with grenades and guns for a little while. Yep. Yeah. Dude, no, but, nah, for real, man, like, I feel you. Like, or what, if you don't feel, I'll tell you this, bro. Like, if you don't feel like talking to somebody, the best thing you could probably do is, oh my god, what the hell? Sorry. I just keep getting hit by these meteorites. The best thing I'd say you could do is probably, like, find somebody you can talk, like, confidentially to, and be able to talk about, it's like, you want to talk, maybe you have to think about if there are incidences that like make you feel anxious. Like you talk about fights, okay, well, are there specific fights that make you feel anxious? What was it about it? Like you said, like one time somebody hit you with a club or some type of object, and like you went unconscious and woke up. Like, okay, yeah, that's a very scary thing. You could have caused brain damage or waking up in unconscious in someone's car. Yeah, I myself would be freaked out. Like, what the hell is going on? Um, Nah, like when you're young, you gotta remember, like when you're young, you're running off hormones and you're inexperienced about a lot of things, and you know, like, but the whole talking to someone is like I said, I'm not a licensed psychiatrist or anything. I don't, um, I'm not, licensed. I don't know, like, all that stuff. I just know, like, you know, talking to someone is good, and like a professional have actual techniques and stuff. Like as far as anxiety goes, like, you know, you could do like breathing exercises, and that's what people do when they smoke cigarettes. You're doing a breathing exercise. Yeah, that's why it's always like it's counterproductive when you hear people, they're like, man, I smoke a cigarette to calm down, and it's like, really? Nicotine is a stimulant, so how are you calming down by smoking a cigarette? Explain that to me. It's like, well, you know, it's the cigarette, and it's like, actually,
That was a hunt you will not soon forget. You're
damn.
welcome. Goodbye.
Yeah, and I just tell people, like, well, actually, it's what you're doing is a breathing exercise. Damn. Damn.
What are you doing? God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me.
Yeah, no, I can't say that I've ever felt, a need to try that. Like, I had a roommate, and, he, man, like, I didn't know it, but he was, like, stealing from me, like, a lot. Yeah. And I found out by the craziest way. So I found out, yeah, so, like, he's doing meth, and it's like, I don't know it, you know, like, I'm 19, and he's like, whatever. I'm, like, trying to be dumb and rebellious against my parents, and it's like, oh, F you, I'm gonna do what I want, you know, live on my own, like, my roommate gets hooked on meth, fucking starts stealing, like, shit from me, like, and I don't realize it. And then one day, like, I came home from work, and, like, he's, like, sitting in our chair in the living room. I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's got a black eye, and I'm like, bro, you got a black eye? Are you alright? What happened? And he's like, this dude broke into our house and kicked my ass. And I'm like, well, do we need to call the police? Like, what happened? Why did he kick your ass? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, did he take anything? Or, you know, he just came in here and beat your ass? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Well, so yeah, he got his ass beat. And then his sister comes to tell me, she's like, yo, I found out he was stealing shit from you, and then I told my dad about it, and he came in and beat his ass. I'm like, oh, okay. So after that, like, I stuck around for just a little bit longer, because, like, he was like, yo, I'm gonna stop doing drugs and all this, and, like, he stopped smoking meth, and then he, like, started smoking crack, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. Like, dude, I left a whole bunch of shit at the house we were renting out. Like, I'm talking, like, a bunch of shit. I just said, F it, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to deal with crackheads. Yeah, it got pretty bad, and I was just like, nope. But after, I can tell you this, after watching him, like, literally, after, like, a few days, like, and this was, like, before, when nobody understood what, or around Mattoon really had a grasp of, like, what meth was, or what was going on. It was, like, just living with him, it was, like, that was enough. I was like, wow, not doing that. Oh yeah, it was just like, oof. I'm like, man. I just like, oh god damn it. I touched the portal. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Well, that's good. Oh, god damn. Well, that's good, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can look back as a, like, oh, lesson learned. Shit, it happens, bro. If I gotta choose between, like, I'm at this point in my life, like, if I gotta choose between, like, friendship and peace, like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, like, I don't know, like, I have friends that are just so drama filled, and I'm like, I might go visit with them every now and then, but I try and keep it as light as possible, like, alright, cool, let's keep it moving, because I'd rather just honestly live, like, as peacefully as possible, you know what I mean, drama free. It's like, man, like, if I could just, are you alright, babe? Oh, shit. Oh, a lime wedge?
I dropped it in the chili.
Okay, whatever.
Well, we can't eat it.
Yeah, but you just fish it out for later.
Fish it out later.
Yeah, just let the juices and all that from the lime go into the chili. It'd be alright.
I'll be over too.
I'm not scared. Shit. Yeah, so anyways, shit, my girl threw me off. Nah, you're alright. You're alright, babe. It's not like we're talking about anything important anyways. We're just shooting the shit. Or, I'm just, like, flapping my gums. You know what I mean? Yeah. Flap, flap, flap. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of people I've had to say, nah, we're good, man. This is where we like separate. We ain't homies no more. Yeah. Long gone. Yeah, it's pretty grown up, man. And we're in a world that's constantly evolving and changing, and oh yeah, that's a win all around. I got a cat and a dog laying down. Look at that. Yeah, we're in an ever-changing world, that's for sure. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what would happen. Like somebody asked me yesterday. Oh, about like if they think if politicians will get coronavirus and all that, and it was like, well, probably not. They're probably getting the best care and making sure people maintain distance, and even if some politicians get coronavirus, they're politicians. They're gonna get the best care that they can. What's that? Really? Really? What's that, babe? Couple hours? Oh, the Kennedys? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like, what, um, okay, that tastes pretty good. I think let it simmer a little bit, and it's gonna be fire. The Kennedys, yeah, they don't seem to ever catch a break. Your Atlas? What does that mean? Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Why? Yeah. Toughest, so the toughest of the tough. Okay. Level 1, 10, 100, 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, what level did you get to? Oh, you'd have to go chase him? How, can you see the snares, or? Oh, okay. What kind of guys do you use? Okay, because... Yeah. Shit, I'd help you. Yeah, I'm, Are you hot, mister? Okay. Yeah, let me see where I'm at. I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm in Act 6, Part 2. Yeah, I've been saving a lot of stuff. Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm working on it. I don't even know what level I'm at right now. What level am I? 54. I'm like chugging right along. About a boss. Really? Yeah. Just pieces like that. A creature. Yeah. I can't believe tomorrow's Easter. I'll just be glad when she can play damn Harvest Moon. I want to get, honestly, I'm waiting, like, I want to get, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That shit looks dope. Oh, yeah. Dude, I always, like, wish that they would have brought back Final Fantasy Tactics. That's such a blast playing it. Man, I can't wait for my girl's chili to simmer for a couple hours. This shit is gonna be fire. Maybe like, I mean, you could eat it like, I mean, shoot, you could eat it now if you wanted, but I'm gonna wait for at least like, probably like, nah, at least a minimum of 45 minutes. Like, in an hour, for sure, in an hour, I'm gonna like try some. Not a big bowl, but a little bit, and see where I kind of sits at, yeah. And then like, you know, decide, all right, am I gonna have this bad boy sit and simmer some more, or am I just gonna? You know. What, little pibble? Oh, okay. I think the chili tastes good. Killed you? Yeah, I'm just. Alright. Daryl doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm a cat. I'm sleeping. Yeah. Professional. Damn. I need to get some more sulfite. Ooh. Hey, from you freaks. What's that?
like, out of all of them, they're so good.
I'm a pretty big fan of Smarties, so
Really?
yeah.
I never tasted good Smarties, guys. It's so choppy.
Yeah, I know.
You know? And you're just okay with it?
Yeah.
Like, Smarties, that chalk. Ooh, it's like eating some sidewalk chalk. I love it.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Sidewalk chalk and Smarties don't taste anything alike.
They're similar.
They are not similar.
Chalky.
They're okay. Listen. I will say this. Yes, I know what you're talking about, but they're not chalky.
Yeah, you just admitted they were. You said I know. I feel like you, unless you're talking to your friend in the mic.
No, I'm talking to you. Okay, like, as far, like, yes, they're chalky compared to other candies, but to compare chalky Smarties to sidewalk chalk.
Okay, not sidewalk chalk, you're right. More like chalkboard chalk. It's smaller.
Ooh. Okay, I that. Well, what kind of? Wait, what kind of chalk we're talking here? Like,
Looks like, the chalkboard chalk.
right, but
That's what
I'm saying what kind of chalkboard chalk? No, like there are different chalkboard chalks.
I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, talking about chalkboard chalk makes me mad because I hate the about chalkboards. I'm so glad technology has moved past those fucking wretched things.
Alright.
I know you're talking about Japanese, or no, we watched a video on Japanese chalk and how.
That's right. See, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, ooh, okay, that might comparison could be like,
I've never touched Japanese chalk, so I don't know how it feels.
Neither have I, but it's got to be amazing. You know what I'm talking about, Johnny?
Makes me want to put lotion on just thinking about chalk.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the chalk. That's what my girls talk about. That shit is good. Damn. I was talking about Smarties right now. Makes me want to eat some. Look at, she's like mad. She's like, ooh, I hate you.
No, I don't. Because I got those. Because Fern likes them.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and I figure I can't get it all gummies. You gotta, vary it out.
Oh, and when you think about it, like, what cracks me up is, like, she wants the candy for a little bit, and then she just kind of like, meh, and then, and then I have to eat it. Like, I just now finished off, what was the last holiday that involved candy?
I don't even know. St. Patrick's Day?
Valentine's Day? Yeah, I just finished off the Valentine's Day candy. Just one night I was literally sitting here, my girl's at work, and I was just like, sitting, or no. She was asleep, sorry, coronavirus. she was asleep. And, oh man, dude, I legit, tell you what, I just was like, you know what, I'm tired of seeing these damn candies, and just sitting here, and I was like, I thought about it, I was like, I could throw them away, I could, but then I'd be wasting dollars somebody spent. So I was like, alright, F it. Yeah. Plus I was watching like...
These are already shut because they're the devil.
Oh, you're lucky I couldn't see. I just didn't get up and like look at the back. Or the front, because I kept looking at the back and I'm like, what kind of candies are those? I kept thinking those are the peach ones. I'm like, I'm not touching those. Those are peach ones. If I would have known that, that bag would have been empty. No, for real.
When you okay, these are the best ones, so you have like more of them just in general. Like sprinkle her Easter bucket with it.
Nope. You had a couple gummy bears this morning, that's it. You don't get no more. Too much sugar is bad for you. And you're not even supposed to have that.
I'm sad.
But you spoiled it. No, it's not that time. It's too cold right now. Alright, go look. Alright. Look, my mom's gonna look at the weather. If she knows how to work my phone from the 1970s.
It'll be a little bit better before it gets worse, so we might as well go in a minute.
Alright. Let me get my waypoint activated and go back to
We got a
town.
half an hour, so
Alright. In a half an hour?
no, we have a half an hour to get ready.
Oh, okay.
We have a half hour to get ready.
It's gonna get nasty then.
No, it's gonna get cloudy.
Oh, cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy fun.
Alright. You gotta wait, man. Come over here and sit down. You're like a little baby, or a little kid. Yeah, alright. Alright, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. This little night grub just showed up, and it's like something you want to kill. It hella shows up on the map, and yeah. Oh hell no! Damn, bro. There's so much going on. My screen is kind of slowing down. There. Yeah, damn. Okay, oh my god. Jeez. That was insane.
You can have a couple.
Okay, just a couple?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had a couple.
Alright. That's a couple.
You can have like one more.
Alright, one more. I'm gonna get this blue one.
Okay. That one was green, I thought, but it might have been green.
No, it was blue.
It was like blue.
Yeah, it was blue. That's my favorite.
I think all the flavors are decent though. Like, have you tried them all? Oh, good.
Alright. I'm just picking up. I wanna see what this eye is. Yeah, I know. Man, my dog is so impatient, man. Nah, he knows, like my girl was saying, like the weather's gonna get crappy later, so he's like at the door.
It's not gonna get crappy, it's just gonna get cloudy.
Or cloudy, yeah, and cold, so.
Not really cold, it's still gonna be warm, it's just gonna be cloudy.
No, it'll be cold. You just don't think in those terms of that it'll be cold. But it'll be cold, babe. Think about it. Because if the sun's not hitting us, it's gonna,
But the weather forecast on the
no, it won't be heating, you know what I mean?
we don't know how cloudy